Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to set up cache refresh in Glue Server. If you already have user source or some server like LDAP or Active Directory, where your user's information is available, you will most likely want to utilize the cache refresh feature of Glue Server. By using this feature, you will pull your user's information into your Glue Server. You can either sync your user's password into Glue Server, or you can keep those secrets into your own data source. It's totally up to you. If you want to keep your user secrets or password in Glue Server, you won't need the manage authentication feature or step, which is in the last part of our tutorial. Just to give you a quick background, we have installed the Glue Server Community Edition or CE, and we have one test LDAP server here. Now we're going to connect our Glue server with that backend LDAP server. There are around 2,000 test users there in our backend LDAP server, and we will perform a couple of tests with one of our backend directory user whose username or UID is Glue Tester. As a side note, deployer, that means you, need to know all record values of your backend directory server and your Glue server if you want to properly configure a cache refresh. As for example, host or IP address, including SSL or non-SSL port of your backend directory server, the user which you are going to use as bind DN for this cache refresh. Sometimes you need to know the full tree information or full DN of your bind DN user, and you will also need the password of that bind DN user. Then you will need to know OC or object classes, detailed information of backend directory server's attribute, etc. If this information is not available to you, it will be really hard to set up cache refresh properly. The bottom line is, person who is configuring the cache refresh must have administrative privilege in Glue server and at least know various parts of his or her backend directory servers. So basically, the cache refresh operation is divided into two sections. The first step involves pulling users' information from a directory server, and the second step is to manage authentication. We're dividing the whole process into three parts. Just shared a quick introduction of cache refresh feature here. Second part will cover the configuration of cache refresh, and third part will cover the manage authentication section. Again, the third part is important to those organizations who doesn't want to store their user's password in Glue server, but want to allow their user to authenticate or perform single sign-on through Glue server. So that's it for part one. We'll see you there in another two parts.